Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So today is my check-in for the month of May for my low buy / no buy year. If you are new to this series, I will have the playlist listed in the cards up here so you can go back and watch. But essentially, I have put myself on a low buy for luxury handbags. So I am allowing myself to buy up to 4 luxury handbags during the year of 2024. And in addition to that, I put myself on a no buy for several other categories. So yeah, like I said, I'll put it up in the cards. You can go see what my original intent was, why I was going on this particular low buy, no buy project for this year. This is also a collaboration with Melissa Adams Wade, so I will certainly have Melissa's channel and her May check-in as well down in the description box below. So please make sure that after you are done watching this video that you go ahead and watch Melissa's video and make sure that you are subscribed to her channel. So with all that being said, let's get into how May went for me. So in general, I would say that May went well for me, and I'm going to talk about a few things that sort of played into that, but let's talk about some of the things that I did end up buying. So as I mentioned, I am on a weight loss journey. If you are interested in following me on that journey, I do have a new channel that I have started called A Little Less Lisa. It is also linked in the description box below. If that sort of thing interests you, I would love, for you to join me over there and support me on that channel and on my journey. Be a little cheerleader if you want. But as a result of that, like I said, I have sort of on a weekly basis been trying on clothing and adding them to a donation pile. So I have purchased I think 3 pairs of shorts because also, if you don't know, I am leaving. Actually, when you see this video, I will already be in Spain on a trip with my mom, and obviously it is more summery weather there. So I wanted to have at least a few pair of shorts that did fit me. So I got them from Walmart, you guys. They were super cheap. I don't think they were more than $10 a piece. So I bought, I think 3, basically all, I think 2 linen pair and 1 kind of like a khaki sort of, I don't even know what the fabric is, but anyway, so 3 pair of shorts. And then I also bought 3 pair of linen pants, again, basically for the trip, but also to just use in my everyday life. And it is warming up here in New York, so it has been nice to have those. I actually have a pair of them on right now. Again, 2 of them from Walmart. 1 was actually from Athleta, and that pair I bought specifically because they were having a Mother's Day sale, and I had a gift voucher there from ThredUp. It doesn't matter, but anyway, I had like $39 or something to use at Athleta. So they basically cost me like $20, something like that. So pretty good deal. So I bought those 6 items. I haven't, purchased any tops or anything like that. My tops are definitely bigger on me. I mean, you can't really tell, but this t-shirt is pretty oversized, but for the moment, I'm just kind of going with what I have and making them work. It's a lot easier to do that with tops than it is with bottoms because, bottoms are kind of just like falling off of you. It doesn't work very well. So tops will probably be more something that I do maybe as we get into fall and things like that as I start going through my sweaters. I have noticed that several of the sweaters that I have from Amazon that are, kind of oversized are really oversized now. But like I said, I don't need to be replacing any of those or thinking about replacing them for a while. So those I think are pretty much the only, like I said, 6 things that I have purchased, and because I needed them. So let's talk about a few things that either came to mind this month because of some comments on videos, or because of a video that I watched, or perhaps as a result of my weight loss journey and the medication that I am taking for that. So let's talk about the comment that somebody put on my video, and I think it was whatever video where I talked about this weight loss journey and the fact that I will probably have to let go of the not buying clothes aspect of my no-buy year just out of necessity, I guess. And somebody put, it was a lovely comment. Please don't think that I'm going to a negative place here. I'm not. But it was a very, very kind comment. And one of the things that somebody said, and I've heard this before, but I don't know why it just hadn't really stuck with me, but it's really stuck with me since she said it, was this idea of progress, not perfection, right? So the fact that I am making better choices and that I am doing things within my life that are helping me in this, project of spending less and being more mindful and things like that, that it's making progress is what's important, and perfection is not what you should be striving for. And first of all, I really, really appreciated, this person, this subscriber saying that to me, because I think that's been something that has really been weighing on me. And again, this is not to blame, there's no blame here at all, but it's totally my internal dialogue that has put me in this position. But because I am such a big fan of Hannah Louise Poston, and like I said, I watched her entire no-buy year journey and the projects that she did subsequent to the no-buy year and what she did. And, her view, which I agree with, that, you don't need luck on a no-buy. You don't hope that you can do it, that it is all in your control. And so because of that, and because of the way she went through her no-buy year, I felt like I had to be perfect. And I've seen some comments on other people's videos about no-buy or low-buy, and if you mention Hannah, and people who, especially in that community, are very, very familiar with Hannah's content. And I think a lot of us hold Hannah on this pedestal of perfection because she was perfect. She absolutely, in her no-buy year, she did not stumble. She did not falter. She did not buy anything that she wasn't supposed to buy. And again, this is to no fault of Hannah's. Hannah didn't do anything. She didn't put herself on this pedestal. She didn't, and I'm sure that if you asked Hannah, she would say that she would never want to be put on a pedestal. But I think, like I said, when you are talking about a no-buy year, if you know of her channel and you know of her experience, you just kind of, like, you bow to the Hannah no-buy God kind of thing. And like I said, I put that on myself. I just thought, okay, if I'm going to do this, I have to be just like Hannah. I have to be perfect. I cannot make a mistake. I cannot decide to keep that $15 knit tank top from H&M. That is in violation of my no-buy rules, and I shouldn't have done that. And once I allowed that to kind of sink in, it's been a lot easier for me to go through this process and feel a little more relaxed and just a little more at ease, because I think I really found myself, like I said, being very judgmental. If any time I even found myself scrolling or something to, sort of like a child, slapping myself on the hand kind of thing. And I am making progress, and that's what's really important here. So that's kind of the first thing I wanted to talk about. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was actually from a video that I had watched of a creator that I follow because of my weight loss journey. She's also taking a GLP medication, and she did a video on binge eating, which is something that she has struggled with for a long time. And anyway, and she's in therapy right now and was talking about some cognitive behavioral therapy kind of stuff. But in her video, she mentioned this idea, and hopefully I'm going to get it right because it's on my phone, which I'm filming on, and I didn't write it down. But it is basically when you are faced with a decision or a choice, and obviously for her it was in relation to food, but I think it kind of can be applied anywhere, or at least to a lot of the things I'm thinking about in as it relates to a no-buy or a low-buy year, is I make decisions based on what's best for me and not based on emotions. And I think that's really one of the things that especially with the handbags, because I am allowed, to buy up to 4. I've been doing kind of unbeknownst to myself, but something that I really want to take forward. And like I said, I think you can apply that phrase to a lot of things, but this idea of that you don't do something, or in my case, buy something purely on an emotional level. Now, that's kind of hard when it comes to handbags, right? Because we are emotional about them. And honestly, what makes us love them is the fact that it just makes our faces light up, and you love seeing it, and it just, it makes your heart go pitter pat and all the things, right? And so there is kind of an emotional component of it, but understand that, but then also be able to pull back and say, okay, but on another level, is this good for me, right? Is this in my best interest, or in the case obviously of eating, is this the right health benefit to me? And I don't know that they're necessarily in complete conflict. I think that you can have both, and obviously there are going to be, I'm sure Cassie would probably say that hers, when you're talking about TBE, tiny bag energy, that, the idea of emotionally you want it, but is it in your best interest? Is it in your best interest to own a bag that's this big and that fits absolutely nothing? No. So in that respect, those things are two diametrically opposed things, but she still buys them, and we still buy them too. So I realize that there are some nuances when it comes to bags, but I do think that it's important to look at those things, because yes, I think maybe there are some things that are just so like in this upper echelon of emotional feelings and just this absolute love that maybe overtake that is it in your best interest question. But if it's something where you're like, oh, I really, really like that, it's so pretty, it makes me smile, whatever, but you have 2 other bags that really kind of look like it or serve the same function, like maybe then you need to say, okay, but in my best interest, while I do really think it's pretty, I really don't need it. And so again, I think depending on what sort of part of your life you're talking about, it doesn't hold true 100%. But I just felt like when I was watching her video and she was talking about this concept, it just really rang true to me. So again, just something that I want to kind of tuck in the back of my mind and utilize as I move forward, probably, into 2025, etc., as I'm moving out of this project and perhaps allowing myself more freedom in my spending. And the final thing I want to talk about is how I think that the weight loss medications that I am taking have affected, if they've affected, my shopping. Now, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I am allowing myself now to purchase some items to replenish things that I've had to donate. So, that I do have some things that I can wear in the interim while I am losing weight. But what's really interesting about it is that one of the things that they have found with these medications, and there have been studies, and as it relates to addictive behavior as it relates to alcohol, but then also with some drug usage and things like that. So some of these like I said, sort of addictive behaviors is that it really has an effect. So they've studied rats with alcohol, and then they've done some subsequent studies using, like I said, drugs, because there was some question about, okay, well, is it that the rats aren't apparently rats really like alcohol. Like, it's a big thing for them. Like, they just drink all the alcohol and stumble around their little cages. I would love to see that on video. I think it would be hilarious. But anyway, but there was some discussion that, okay, well, now that you're giving them this medication, is it that they're not drinking the alcohol because of the calorie content, right? And, having to do maybe with the stomach emptying and things like that, and that's why their alcohol consumption got cut down after taking the medication, which is why then they've done some subsequent studies using, I think, cocaine, and there was another drug I think that they used. But the point is what they saw in the animal tests, and there has definitely been data being shown right now in some current trials that it does reduce some of these addictive behaviors. It definitely does reduce smoking, apparently when it is used in conjunction with a nicotine patch, but it's had amazing effects on those kind of addictive behaviors. So the question was, and I can't remember if somebody asked me on this channel or if it was on my other channel, but whether or not I felt like it has had any effect on my shopping. And I will say it absolutely has, you guys. I mean, I 100% was still scrolling and things at night and, watching YouTube videos of people doing hauls and things like that, and still clicking on, item links and just seeing what it was and thinking, oh, that's really cute. And, obviously not buying it, but still going through those, as Hannah would call them, shopping behaviors. Well, I was recently, a couple weeks ago, at this Columbus Circle kind of shopping mall thing. I was trying to get a watch repaired. And while I was there, there's a pretty big and nice H&M there. And I knew this trip was coming up. And so I thought, oh, I should, I should really go see if I could find some shorts or whatever, see if there's some things I need for the trip. And I literally, the second I stepped into the store, I was so overwhelmed, and just this feeling of, I don't want to be here, and I do not want to look at all of these clothes. And I just, I sort of stood at the front of the store and kind of scanned the floor a little bit, and trying to decide, should I go look over here to the left first or over here to the right, or go, and I just felt like I was in sensory overload. It's how I basically feel when I go into a Marshall's or a TJ Maxx. I don't do well in those stores. It's too much of a sensory overload for me. I don't like hunting for things. That's why I'm not a good thrifter. That thrill of the hunt kind of thing, just it's not my jam. I like my Nordstrom or, Neiman's, whatever, where I walk in and everything is, on a rack in size runs, and that's my preference, but that's probably kind of my OCD, A-type personality coming out. But that's how I felt. And H&M isn't like that for me. H&M is very well organized, and things are all together and grouped by size and sorted by theme even. And so it's very well organized. For my brain, it works really well. But oh my gosh, standing in that store in the front, I I mean, I wasn't going to have a panic attack, but I was just like, no, I'm good. Like, I'll maybe go find some things online. It was so interesting to me how, and maybe it's all placebo effect. I don't know, but I don't think that I was really looking for this medication to have that effect on me. So I don't think it is. I just really think that it is because this medication works on all different parts of your body. Basically every organ in your body, including almost all the different parts of your brains, have GLP receptors on them. So this medication works and sort of touches everything. And so it would make sense that it would. So those of us who, may have a little bit of a shopping problem, it definitely seems to help. So, I was not going to get any enjoyment out of walking around H&M that day. Not at all. So that is it, my friend. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to go and watch Melissa's video, which I said will be linked below. Let me know if you are doing any kind of low buy, no buy project this year. Let me know how the month of May went for you. I would love to hear. I always like hearing your feedback and, any recommendations. And yeah, let me know kind of about some of the things I talked about in this video, whether it be progress, not perfection, or, making choices that are in your best interest and not based on emotions. And yeah, the fact that apparently I don't really have a desire to shop right now. So yeah, let's have some interesting dialogue in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would love to have you here. Just click the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. There is no cost to you to subscribe to a YouTube channel, but it really does help us out. And I'm hoping that by the time this video goes live, I will have hit 4,000 subscribers. If I have not, we are almost there, guys. I think it's like less than 20 when I'm filming this. So hopefully it is, which means that when I get back from Spain, I can do that unboxing, which would make me very, very happy. If you haven't had enough of me yet, there'll be another video over here for you to watch. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.